Bonjour, Monsieur Mike.
And greetings, me lucky charm Edwige.
So here we are again.
Here we are again.
And it's the end of that year that we will never forget for the rest of our lives.
I wonder if people are actually going to say 2020 or if they're just going to say that year.
That year.
I have a feeling it's going to be a four-letter word.
That year. Mm. And I'm praying that the next year is filled with love, light, health, and healing.
It'd certainly be better than what we're leaving.
So today we decided to talk about something that is affecting a lot of people.
Well, given the time of year, absolutely.
Resolutions for 2021. Are you one of them wanting to do that? Are you, Mike?
Me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? No resolutions for me.
I'm not either. And in my program, in my book, I'll always discuss making a fresh start, the new year, filled with enthusiasm. You go on the journey, and by February, some people are luckier. March, they realize, wait a minute, I don't like it. I got to go back to what's comfortable for me to do.
Oh.
You know about those.
I know very, very well how that goes. I remember there are a few times that I resolved, and this is when I was kind of figuring out that I should probably stop drinking. And I'll tell you, it was certainly easy to quit, make that resolution. And I must have quit drinking 10, 15 times in January alone.
And I tell you something, my favorite resolution for this year is going to be to make my friends gain 10 pounds so I look really skinny.
That's quite a resolution.
And you know, quitting bad habits, is that a good thing? Who wants to quit?
Well, nobody wants to be a quitter, do they?
And do you want to lose anything?
I really don't. And I think that's a key part of this. Let's look at the word resolution, because everybody talks about it. I'm going to make a resolution. What resolution are you making? We're kind of joking about it here. But resolution is a really cold word. It's a clinical word, right? You think of, well, it's resolution in this dispute, right? It's resolving a contract issue somewhere at work. It's a very clinical and extremely technical term. But here's the thing. If we're going to talk about behaviors that we would like to change, the basis for it is emotion. Emotion's not a logical thing. If you're trying to address it through something as cold and clinical as resolution, you're never going to touch the emotions that are at the root of that unhealthy behavior, Edwige.
Okay, so I would love to add that the word emotion, you separate energy, motion. Energy is in motion, so we need to address what is hidden underneath your desire for a resolution. And that's what I needed to do. The issue was not really the weight. The issue wasn't really eating all the bagels and brownie I was doing. The real issue I didn't want to look at, I was in denial of, is what was underneath, right? This behavior. And my issue was, the real one, insecurity, complete anxiety and fear, and not being good enough. I always had to be perfect, being a French woman. So that was my thing.
Well,
I had to look at.
Me. All of those exact same things. It's all the same underlying issue, but it's all emotional. And none of it can be dealt with on a level that is cold and clinical, like what a resolution is. I love what you said about emotion. It's motion, it's movement, it's something that is about feeling. It's about not staying in the same place.
And it's about the heart beating.
Oh, that's emotion too, isn't it?
Here we go. That's why we are in chatting, heart chatting.
I love it because it's a verb. Another part of this that I think is really important to consider is we've talked about how heart chatting helps to get past some of the things that the mind does to us, right? And one of the big things is pain and pleasure, right? I mean, that's how the brain works. That's what we do.
I love to explain that.
Let's explain it.
Can I?
Please do.
May I? It's a theory that's proven to be right once you get it. Your mind doesn't know the difference between what's good for you and not good for you. The only thing it knows, keep you out of danger in your safe place. Comfort. So if for you drinking was comfortable, safe within, and me, my sweets, creating the same, I was going to stay there forever. So the awareness of that changed your life. Away from pain towards pleasure. Now we need to bypass that by creating something else that will work.
And we're going to, and that's vision. But you
Yes.
just reminded me of a story that I want to run by here quickly.
Go.
And it strikes me that my alcohol issues were purely pain pleasure. When you talked about comfort and safety, and I've told you this before, but I don't remember if I've told you this before. The first time I ever caught a buzz, I was at a wedding, I was 14 years old, and I remember the buzz hit, and my first thought, and I remember this plain as day 34 years later, I'm home. I felt home. And then I felt I need to be here for the rest of my life. If my brain is ever going to point me toward a safe place, it's home, right? The trouble is, the mind doesn't understand that that temporary place of safety, that temporary, granted intense pleasure, is at the expense of everything else, all the pain that surrounds it, because the brain does not understand the difference. It's a lizard brain. It's a primitive portion of the mind.
So we need to create a vision.
We do.
And the vision is not about where you are now, but how would you like to be when you are free
Yes.
of this unhealthy and sometimes very destructive habit and behavior? So where do we go from here?
Well, I think you're talking about a journey. And that journey, by the way, is first of all from willpower to free
Oh,
will.
I love that one.
And this is something that you alluded to earlier,
Yeah.
and I'd like to mention here. The difference between resolution and vision. Resolution, and I'm going to again go back to my alcohol thing here. The resolution is, I can't have a drink today. The vision is, I don't have to have a drink today.
And I want to add, I will choose to eat those foods that make me feel healthy and energetic, because sweets makes you feel sluggish and totally foggy. They called me Dr. Magoo, remember? From
Can't
Popeye.
see what's right in front of you.
No, that was me. No, serious.
I love it. And I had similar things with drinking, but in the end, reframing it and saying, let's redirect the energy, not to something I cannot do. I'm not going to dwell on a negative here, but who do I want to be? I want this freedom. That freedom became what was pleasurable. That allowed me to focus, and I'm going to bring up one of your favorite words here, Advij.
Victory.
It allowed me to channel my energy toward victory and abundance and freedom from my problem.
That is why this word victory can be connected to setting up your vision. And how do you set up a vision is really about the power of questions and awareness and this mindfulness attitude that we are sharing with you each time we are doing
chatting.
Mind.
So let's bring up some of these
All
questions
right.
then.
So,
Well,
what's the first one?
I think the first thing to think about is, and this is a tough one. What are you in denial about? What are you currently, just not wanting to face? What are you ignoring?
And then, what are you afraid to look at, which is connected then,
Yes.
because it is too painful for you, which expands on denial, right?
It also expands on pain pleasure. You're going to move away from it if it's painful to think about. How about this? How free would you be without this habit?
Oh my God.
This can even be looked at economically. Anything that works for you. I think about all the money that I saved once I quit
Okay,
drinking.
what about me having a new wardrobe?
Oh,
or
boy.
my wardrobe I used to love that I couldn't use anymore, and I had to go to the tent.
Tent outlet. And then, are you willing to explore what the unhealthy patterns are that are beneath the habit that you would like to break? That vision. How can we look at the underlying thought patterns and get past them all?
Okay, I want to read the poem. May I?
Well, I think you probably should. Then we'll do a meditation and we'll keep rolling.
Oh, my meditation, I forgot.
It's
You're
okay.
right. Let's do meditation.
Learn a meditation first?
Yes.
Let's do
we
it.
And also today, I want to add on putting your hand, both hands if you like, on your heart. Because after all, it's a show about heart chatting. So as you're sitting comfortably, still with your feet connecting to the earth and your head to the sky, just pay attention to the heart beating in your chest. How quiet is your heart right now? And maybe if you choose to close your eyes, to be more in the space of your heart, the intimacy of yourself with your heart, you can hear it beating its love song. And you breathe deeply, very deeply. And the more slowly you can do this breathing, the more quiet your mind will become and will release its grip on you and will help you drop right into your heart. And as you feel this heart, I would like you to add a big screen that appears magically, this big 3D screen, movie screen, giant moving screen, and project on that screen the way you want to be, totally free with the vision of you, finally free, and for a long, long time. You feel that safety of the vision. You know you can get there every day in every way. You're getting stronger with that vision. The vision gets clearer, crisp. You see yourself right now with this big smile, feeling victorious within. 2021 is creating that loving vision filled with joie de vivre, passion, honoring yourself, honoring the beauty of who you are. And as you see what you see, and I will encourage you to practice this, best time before you go to bed, to close your eyes. Last image for the day, victory to me. Put a smile on your face, and with your hands in prayer position, you can reopen your eye, keeping the smile on. And feeling so good, so good.
I'm gonna have like the best day ever now. I'm just in an amazing mood after that. That was incredible.
Good.
The only thing that could make it better is I want to hear you read that poem.
Oh, but you have it, I believe, so we gotta go.
I will hand it right over. I want to hear you do it.
So, are you planning on making a New Year's resolution? Listen to this. I have a better solution. Resolutions are only good for HD television. It's not about the resolution, but it's all about the vision. A resolution only lasts until you break it, but the vision remains a vision until you make it. So instead, this year, make a new decision. Forget about your resolution and embrace a new vision.
Oh, it's going to be a great year.
Yay.
So, as always, victory.
Until we see you next week.
Thank you. Next year?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Victory to you. Victory is yours. Claim it.
Claim it for next year. À bientôt. Bonne année.
Until next time.